I was born female to a suppressive culture, had an arranged marriage, knew nothing about investing, never had to work till I divorced. Wake up call number one. In 2013, I saw a documentary about the fiat system. Wake up call number two, found Bitcoin, invested $2,000 on 10 Bitcoin, forgot about it. More research. Years later, sold my IRAs and I bought another 20 Bitcoin. Bitcoin was my retirement plan at death, given to my grandchildren. Woohoo, amazing to you. And how I'd finally buy a home, learned hard lessons, etc. I'm in my early 60s, live in a small rent stabilized apartment in New York City, and make $130K a year. Your risk-adjusted ratio believes in a certain mix of assets. Again, that, by the way, that risk-adjusted ratio was at a point in time when prices were at a certain point in time. Everything kind of changes, especially now at the market dip. You know, things are even cheaper, so the risk reward changes dramatically. Remember, when those things are done, they're at a very specific point in time. Question one, because of you, I just rolled over 58,000 SEP IRA to Charles Schwab to buy Tesla MicroStrategy. How much of each should I buy and at what price? Unfortunately, for now, I only know how to do limit orders. Question two, I want to use Bitcoin loans to buy my first home. If the president removes capital gains on Bitcoin, should I sell some and buy a home and or Tesla stock? If so, how much? And apart from Bitcoin, being part of your Patreon family is the best investment. You are so kind. And I love your heart too. And your story is incredibly inspiring. You've not only faced and overcome, immense personal challenges. And sometimes as well, this happens in life. It takes a challenge for us to reset and focus our minds. In fact, divorce is that. C19 is that. What you've done, you should be immensely proud of. I am very stunned. But before we get into that, make sure your security is buttoned up, okay? Very, very secure. And you're absolutely right. Many people experience a powerful wake-up call after a major life change. In fact, it's these transitions where we find clarity, reclaim our voice, begin the journey of rebuilding, building a financial future on your terms, nobody else's. And the good news is it's never too late to take control of your wealth, and your path from discovering Bitcoin, etc., is incredible. So you are well on the path to, well, you're already beyond successful. So congratulations. But be careful with the security as well. There are people that are just targeting things like this. So what you could do as well, the issue is tax because you're in Bitcoin at a very low cost basis. If it did flip to capital gains free, wow, that would be incredible. But don't bank on that. That would be extremely difficult for that to happen. Now, your rolling over of the SEP IRA is a great move. As I mentioned, cap gains are eliminated on crypto. You need to rebalance hard. You're way too heavy Bitcoin and you have nothing else. And as I've said, since the 4th of July, 2024, I do believe Tesla will outperform Bitcoin. But we'll see. If a supply crunch kicks in, all bets are off. But that may never happen. And everybody needs a castle. Borrowing against your Bitcoin, there's lots of good players coming out to do that right now. In fact, lots of key players. The industry will mature very well, but it's also still very risky. But you should definitely think about that, but only with a very, very trusted top tier institution like along the lines of a Fidelity or something like that. Big safe shop. And security is number one. I'll remind that again for the third time. And maybe even if there are taxes, the long-term capital gains, what is it, 20% in New York, take a little bit off the top and rebalance. There's always a chance one asset, and I believe in diversification, but still very high concentration diversification. But you are way too heavy Bitcoin and way too light in other assets. So all of the above, you're thinking the right way. Get more Tesla and try get it or NVIDIA or an AI exposure before things kick off like summer of this year. And we're hoping that Bitcoin will still have some ways to go. A lot of people saying the bull market's over. It's just a very difficult time. And all the dip now is driven by the macro last week. So hopefully that'll change. Anyway, And hopefully Bitcoin will rally into the night. So congratulations once again, you're well set, but you do need to diversify a little bit more. You're too heavy. And don't wait for capital gains to disappear before you do that, because then it might be too late. And yeah, take some off the table and reallocate to in you know what. Thank you for the question.